Now, I know Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are comprised of a million iconic characters, but today I am narrowing down my top 5 Dragon Ball Z characters, and this video is in response to the sad passing of Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace, you inspired me, as you did millions of anime fans and manga readers. Okay, so number 5 is gonna be Krillin. I think Krillin is a great character because the show very early on in Dragon Ball Z especially gets separated between Saiyans and non-Saiyans, and I think Krillin really leads the march as to being like the standout non-Saiyan character for a while. And from his adventures on Namek with Gohan to being Goku's best friend in Dragon Ball and tournaments, and just watching him aspire to do better little by little. He's just an overall such a great, well-rounded character, someone you wish you could be best friends with, and he ends up getting Android 18, which, like, big flex, huge Krillin riz, and he goes from bald to having a big old drip-worthy set of hair, and you know, you can't hate him for that. You can't hate him for that. Number 4 is gonna be kind of a silly pick, but Hercule. I think Hercule was just such a random, unexpected character that ends up, like, you think he's just gonna pop in for a little bit, and then he just ends up staying forever because he's iconic, he's hilarious, he is like shameless, he's just so focused on keeping his title, and that's just his whole livelihood, is just being popular, being admired, being seen as the hero, whereas there's people like Goku out there that could care less about being viewed as a hero and just want to help people. He just wants the credit. He just only wants the credit, and there's something about him being so shameless that I absolutely love. So Hercule is my number 4 favorite character, and my third favorite is Vegeta. Now, you would think Goku kind of leads with being like one of the main characters, but I've always thought Vegeta was kind of the more complicated character, the more diverse of the two kind of leading males, and the thing that's so interesting about Vegeta, especially when I was watching from an early age, is that Vegeta was solely driven he was solely driven by spite to beat Kakarot. And that's all that he wanted. He wanted to be stronger than Goku, and that just made him, you know, more of a Chad little by little, but he could never keep up. And there was something about that was just intriguing. Even now, I'm just like, he's just so dedicated, but he's just never gonna get there. Number 2 on my list is Cell. Final Form Cell, Perfect Cell, whatever you want to call him, Giga Chad Cell. He's the best Cell because he is a manipulator, he is a mocker, he's just a piece of filth, and he is so powerful, and I think he's the first threat in the show where you're really like, you know, Frieza definitely posed a giant threat, obviously, so he could just like blast away planets and whatever, but Cell made it seem like your favorite character was gonna die, you know, and some did, and there's something about Cell that was just terrifying from the different stages. I feel like with Majin Buu, the stages were kind of reversed for me. I didn't really enjoy them, but with Cell, it was such a cool progression of him having to consume these androids to become the ultimate kind of android and species and being, and he was just terrifying, and nobody did it better in my opinion than Cell in Dragon Ball Z. Now, my favorite number 1 Dragon Ball Z character of all time is Future Trunks. I know, kinda random, but
kinda edgy.
But I like the edgy, the bad boy characters, the Jensen Ackles of Supernatural kind of guys, the denim-wearing, androgynous, cool, blue-haired man that is Future Trunks. He has such like a dark story, coming from the future and watching all of his friends and family basically crumble to the android revolution and androids taking over and Cell and all these things, that he is just so jaded. He's so incredibly jaded that when he comes back in time to help, he's just got this giant chip on his shoulder, understandably, and it's just really badass. I don't know, there's no other way to say it. Trunks, Future Trunks especially, is just badass. He's like, you know, especially being related to Vegeta, he's just little Vegeta, but like way hotter and stylish. So I don't know, something about him and his sword was just so cool to me, especially when he takes out Frieza, when he comes back just like willy-nilly, no big deal. And yeah, I love Trunks. I love Trunks. Anyway, weebs, that's my list. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and that bell button. Let me know who your favorite Dragon Ball Z characters are, and happy watching. Bye!